guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Optibottoms coming to you with another video review. And on today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the new Jurassic World Battle Damage Albertosaurus, which here in the United States is exclusively available right now at Walmart stores. For the package, much like a lot of these new Jurassic World figures, you do have an open display, which allows you to explore the different play features and kind of touch the toy itself. You got that absolutely gorgeous new background. You got Jurassic World right there. You got a T-Rex on this side. You got the Battle Damage logo. I do want to point out that on the inside here, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see, it's kind of dark, but on the inside here are the instructions, which I don't really think you're going to need too much, but hey, they're there. Then when you come around to the back of the package, you got other figures in the new Battle Damage line. Then you got a nice image of the Albertosaurus kind of standing there, as well as the way to activate his double damage. Yes, I said double. This guy's got two different forms of battle damage, which is terrific. And then again, much like all these new Jurassic World figures, you can use this figure in conjunction with the Jurassic World Facts app. But for the packaging on this guy, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. Alright, so here we have the Albertosaurus open up and out of his packaging. And when this figure was first shown, a lot of people got really very excited. This is another example of, Mattel actually kind of caring about what they're doing with this Jurassic line and really expanding things to give us a ton of different species of dinosaur. Yes, they're repainting some, but honestly, in terms of real life, a lot of dinosaurs would have different variations to their colors. They're obviously going to look the same. I mean, a T-Rex is really not too distinguishable from another T-Rex, except for some slight paint variations. So it works. But when we get a brand new species like the Albertosaurus, it is just super exciting as a dinosaur fan and Jurassic World collector. And this one definitely is well worth it. Now coming in to take a closer look, let me zoom in a little bit here, come up a little bit more. You can see, as usual, a tremendous amount of detail with the sculpt. You can see all these different ridges and horns sculpted in there very nicely. You do have a nice reddish maroon color kind of painted in there. It does fade towards the back. I would have liked it maybe if there was a little bit more splotches of it, but it's not bad. But that head sculpt looks great. You can see a lot of different kind of pebbling effects. You do see some scratches and everything. This is, like I said, a battle damage figure, which all the battle damage releases are exclusive to Walmart here, at least in North America. Come down here to this back leg, you can see a giant gash right here, which even when you look on the inside there, I love how they sculpted that. Let me see if I can get in there really close. You can absolutely see like the underlining kind of musculature of the leg itself. I mean, that is terrific, and you can see that it is separate. So it's like you got the skin on the outer side, and then you have the gash, which you can feel. I mean, that's sculpted in beautifully. I love what they did with that. Again, great detail with the legs. You do have some nice black paint down here for the toes. Overall, just a spectacular looking piece. Gorgeous color for the eyes. You got a really nice orange and then black pupil in there. You open the mouth as wide as it can, which is about there. You can see the inside section here has a nice pink color for the mouth and the tongue, as well as the roof. You got a yellowish paint here for the teeth. The lower section here of the jaw has this more yellowish white, and then you can see that it comes underneath here and has a little bit of fade. It would have been nice maybe if they put a little bit of that fade going through the bottom portion of the torso, but not that big of a deal. Staying here on the bottom, I'm going to rotate that around. I guess it doesn't really matter. But if you guys are doing the Jurassic World Facts app, go ahead and scan that. You can add this guy to your collection free of charge, courtesy of Optibottomus. You also do have the nice Jurassic World logo underneath there. I love how that they've carried that over from previous lines. That's really cool. But in terms of detail, absolutely spectacular on it. It's really, they do spare no expense. Now, for a size comparison, I want to get the good old tape measure out here for you. Going from his snout here all the way to the tip of his tail, you're looking at about 14 inches or so in length. In this posture, he's about 6.5. You can take him and angle him back like so, and you really get his head kind of pushed up there. And then when you do that, that does extend him to about 9.5 inches tall. So really good sized dinosaur. Now, the Albertosaurus is in the Tyrannosaurus Rex line. Oh, careful, I don't want to spoil that for you guys. Or in the Tyrannosaurus Rex family. But he is a smaller version of the T-Rex, much smaller. For some comparisons there, I'm going to bring him in. Let's bring in the Bull T-Rex, which I use as my makeshift kind of male dinosaur, or T-Rex, I guess. You can see basically the size going on here. So again, really good scale in terms of the realism of having these guys. So bring him in a little bit closer, just like that. And then bringing in my Bite and Fight T-Rex, which is kind of like my makeshift female T-Rex. So you can see that that scale works pretty good as well, as a female T-Rex is going to be a little bit bigger than a male T-Rex. And then twisting this around, kind of getting that about right. You can see again a little bit smaller than a normal T-Rex, but also a little bit different. Like I said, you got the ridges right here, which the T-Rex for the most part didn't have going down the back. So size-wise, great scale. Now, I already kind of spoiled a lot of it. Well, I guess I can. Let's first cover the articulation. The back tail here, you can see, is on a bit of a ball joint, so you can articulate this kind of any which way you really want. These legs here, they do move in and out. They don't sound like they're on ratchets, but every now and then they like get really stuck and then click. So I don't think they're ratcheted, but they are really tight, which is nice. You can swivel forward and back, as all of these kind of do, but you do have a locking point with it, which is nice because that does hold the legs very securely in a walking kind of posture, which helps to really balance them very nicely, especially since these are tight. He does rotate at the upper part of the ankle. A lot of times I like seeing it kind of up here. A lot of times it's a little bit lower, so it's nice to see that it's a much higher ankle rotation. These little arms here just move forward and back. They don't articulate in and out, but you do have the little baby arms. Look at me, I'm a little baby. The neck section here is on a ball joint, so you can pivot that, looking up and down, all that kind of stuff. Can rotate, but that's the way that the rotation is going to go. It's going to go off on the side. And then the mouth is individually articulated, which is nice to see because you can kind of position that how you want. I like that because a lot of the dinosaurs that we've been getting recently, there are mouth gimmicks with it where you push a button and it springs the mouth open or it snaps it closed. It's nice to see that this is just an articulated piece that allows you to kind of open that as you see fit. That's pretty cool. Now, the special feature about this guy is the dual battle damage. And I'm not talking about this as being one of them. You got this little section here on the side, which I think they do a really, obviously you can see the outline, but I think they do a really good job of blending it in there. And it's much like those old school battle damage figures that we've gotten going way back where they're spring loaded. And all you do is you hit it and that's it. And again, it's spring loaded. So then you bring it back out and it kind of shifts forward a little bit and you're good. But you got that little spring-loaded gimmick. Now, as I said, this is dual damage. So once you do that, you can see the underside here has like a little bit of fleshy stuff and you can see ribs along the side. That's also the battle damage. So you, and then it exposes a soft plastic, gooey stomach or something. It kind of looks like there's veins in there. I mean, that's kind of really gruesome, but you just bring that back down and again it's all spring loaded, so you just flip it and there it goes. And now he can be laying here on the side and oh, you can't even see what's happening. So you can have him laying on the side and you still can't see what's happening. I'm just gonna pick the camera up like, oh look, I'm a little dinosaur, I'm dead. Yeah. But I mean, I love that. Super fun, extra playability in there. I mean, they just nail it with this guy. I'm really quite impressed. And you know, it doesn't necessarily mean, I mean, you have this in there, and as I talked about, you got the dual damage here, which is exclusive to Walmart. Doesn't mean that they can't change this out, give us a different kind of torso, which we've seen them do. You know, maybe they'll put a gimmick in here where the tail will swipe back and forth, or they'll do something here with the neck where they'll change that out. Who knows? And then give it a slightly different paint job, release it to regular retail, and then we'll be able to add another Albertosaurus to our collection. I mean, who knows really what they have planned. They seem to have a lot kind of figured in to these figures. It's really quite impressive. But this guy is definitely a fantastic addition. Now, the question answer for you guys is this figure worthy of being detolfed? Which that's my new thing. I'm going to be going around saying if it's worthy in getting into your collection, I'm going to say that it's detolfed. That's just kind of a fun thing. But this absolutely is. This is worthy of being in a collection and a display and kind of showcased. I mean, it just really does look that fantastic. It really does. If you're a dinosaur fan, these are some of the best dinosaur figures that we've been getting as far as I can think. I mean, the articulation is terrific. The paint variation on them looks really good. The sculpt work is fantastic. And the play features really do work and don't, for the most part, interfere with the overall enjoyment of the figure. And that really is true with almost all of these new Jurassic World figures. So without question, guys, this should be detolfed. Now, all that being said, if the Albertosaurus is a figure that you'd like to add to your collection, he's out right now. As I said, here in North America, he is exclusive to Walmart stores. So if you're looking for him, good luck and happy hunting. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. Remember, if you like this video, I would really appreciate your support, guys, simply by hitting that thumbs up button. That one small little gesture really does go a long way towards helping me out, and I would really appreciate it. Also, I'd like to send a huge thank you if you made it all the way to the end of this review. Another way that you can really help support my channel is making sure that you watch a video all the way through. And if you did that, thank you. And finally, remember, the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Thank you for watching and taking the time to be a kid.